over there? Your side, hang on. Oh, hang on. Doesn't look like. I'll just share the full screen. Then I will go on to the PowerPoint. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. Thanks, Aurora. So I'll just quickly share this, and then I'll go through what we are going to be talking about in terms of the UFO university, which is Unfranchise Owners University. So basically, we are going to be starting from 4 different things that will be included within the next 8 weeks now. From today, every Tuesday, we'll be going through different topics, and as I've already sent you, and also I'll go through some of the housekeeping a bit later, where I would like you guys to be taking notice in terms of understanding that we don't only just meet like every Tuesday night, but during the week, we would love you to be able to do some work so that you get some results as well. So it's not only just about sort of you attending kind of like a training. As I mentioned, it's going to be interactive. I would love you to be sharing as well. So our main objective is really for all of us to be growing and learning together and supporting one another as a team. So first of all, our daily method of operation is the important thing as we are wanting to be a successful unfranchised owner. And the second thing is basic 5 fundamentals. And some of you who've been in the business for a little while, you would have heard of the basic 5 training. Others may not have done it. Quite a few of you are quite new, so you might not have done it yet, which case then I'm going to be organizing one coming up soon in July. And then the third part is what we call Playbook, which I'll go through, and then a Master UFO. So these are, things that we sort of progressively go through and learn. It's not to say that you have to do everything all in one go, but it would be wonderful if you're able to sort of start understanding all these different concepts, and then we'll be able to understand how you can implement the things that we've been able to learn from a lot of success leaders. Now, if you can take notes, that will be great as well. But bear in mind, I'm going to be, as I mentioned, have already started a Facebook group. Only 9 of you so far have requested to go in, or I've invited everyone. But if you haven't yet, please accept my invitation to go in. It's called UFO University and Accountability. It's on Facebook. Then I will actually post a lot of the information there. So first of all, David and Stacy Whited has a YouTube video, which is called Daily Method of Operation, or DMO. Now, I will post that YouTube video for you guys to watch. Every week, we're going to be giving you audios and videos to watch, because that is one of the important ingredients for us to be successful in learning. And as most of you who've done the Getting Started Guide, you know that you have already got the audio that is on the app, the Unfranchise Media app. But then there are some really amazing YouTube videos that from different very successful business owners that we can learn from as well. So this first part of the presentation is about that. And so what they were talking about in summary is that, all of us, most of us here are quite new. And even for those of us who are not new, like myself, I always treat each day as a new day, because each new day is a great opportunity for us to be, starting. In fact, each moment is a great opportunity for us to restart again. And so for us, we may feel like, the gap between getting started with your unfranchised business and your goal, like whatever your goal is, for those of you who've done your Getting Started Guide, you would have written your goal, whether it's your personal goals or your business goals, whether it's like, certain PIN level or a certain amount of money, or helping people, or, traveling, or whatever it is, to do things that are going to be making a difference to yourselves and others. That's kind of what we call an end result. Can seem daunting, right? Because, I only just get started. How can I reach my goals and my dreams? And also thinking that how can I become what they call a hopeless success, meaning that you would be able to become successful no matter what. Okay. Is basically something that requires a commitment to process that takes you from one daily step to another. So it's a step, another step is baby step, right? And so this training will cover the bare essentials of your daily, weekly method of operation, meaning daily, what is it that we need to do, and weekly, what is it that we need to do? What are the different kinds of simple tasks that we can do, each of us, then we can implement into a large organization. Right now, most of you are in part of a much larger organization of many, many people, but right now we only have 13 of us, 14 of us, not that many. However, as each of us, is going to be learning and becoming leaders, we will be, having more and more people in our group, will become a large organization. That's why we all need to learn all of this simple tasks so that we can duplicate it to our future groups as well. So this saying is very important. David White said, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." So if you're able to actually change what you do daily every day, then it is possible that you'll be able to change your life totally. And so this is a form which is called the Basic 5 Weekly Checklist that you are able to use. And we also have an accountability list that, if you like, you can use to keep track of how you're doing, and you can be held accountable for that as well. So basically with that Basic 5 Weekly Checklist, which for those of you who've done the Basic 5, or for the others that are going to be coming to our 22nd, the local seminar, or others that are in different parts of the world, you might have local seminar or Basic 5 training, you would know that there are 5 different basic things that we need to have in order to be successful. And so this is the checklist. These are the things that we need to do. First is to listen to audio every day, if it is possible, at least one audio a day. Read 20 to 30 minutes a day, because reading can actually help our mind to be, learning new things. And read goal statement 2 times per day. And, if you actually can have your goal statement always ready there, then you can actually read it. You'll be able to have that mindset and to achieve that goal. And then the other thing that's important is to sell a product or use the product, but then later on to share the product to people that will find the products beneficial. And then you can also personally order from a partner store so that you can find out, what are the things that you'll be able to use in your website, and show the plan to one personal prospect per week. I mean, at this stage, there are quite a number of you that are quite new, and we don't expect you to straight away go and share a plan. But what I would recommend you to do, as I mentioned, I have regular online Zoom meeting just like this one, where I have cash flow quadrant as well as an online plan that I share, and you can actually plug in and invite people to come on to listen to that or watch that video. But otherwise, as you learn how to show the plan, you can talk to people about it as well. And I've shown a few of you, the 7-minute plan that you can just really easily share with your friend one-on-one as well. So show the plan, and then the other thing is to follow up. There would be people that are either your potential customers or your potential partners, even your, business partners like me to you all, as well as, potential clients that you might be working with. Follow them up as well. And the other thing that is very important is to attend meetings, because there are so many different types of meetings, whether it's online meetings like this one, the Zoom meeting, or the monthly one with the Unfranchise Business presentation, or the local seminar and other trainings. If you can actually attend 1 or 2 per week, that will ensure that you have enough knowledge, because attitude and knowledge is one of our basic 5 fundamentals for success. And the other thing which is very interesting that David and Stacey White teaches is about positive out loud verbal projections. So they actually give us this concept that if you can actually write 10 sentences about yourself, I am sentences like I am confident, I am loved, I am coachable, I am, like, it's all up to you. I am, precious. then because it's positive, it's not so much only just about positive, but to know that as you're able to verbalize it and project it, then you really become that person that you really are. So that is something that, they teach us, which is wonderful. Now, the other thing is a really important picture that if you would like to maybe take a picture, or it's actually part of the Basic 5 training, is what we call a staircase to $3,600 a week, which is a daily step, which you can see 1 to 5. The daily steps include, a weekly goal of talking to 5 to 15 people, booked 5 appointments, and added 10 possibilities. And within that, you actually have all the different steps below that. There are 6 things that you can do in order to share our business with people. One is through social media. You can share your testimonies and education. You read your goal statement, listen to audio, talk to people 1 to 3 a day, book an appointment, and add possibilities. Because every day you would meet new people, whether it's online or offline, then you can add those people as your possibilities. Then as you cultivate and nurture that friendship, you can support them and you can serve them by providing our amazing products or service. Okay, so that is what we call the daily steps. And in terms of Master UFO, since most of you that are in this group are quite new, I won't go into too much detail. We might have a specific calling later on that will talk about that, but that is basically one thing that most of the leaders that have been successful have been Master UFOs. And so these are the quarterly requirement or qualification that allows someone to continue being successful. So there are altogether 7 different criteria. So they include, complete the shopping annuity assessment. For those of you who haven't done it yet, I highly recommend that you do it. You either go into the shoppingannuity.com and then go through the assessment there so that you know what are the things that you normally buy. Then you can convert whatever that you normally buy into your own shopping. Then you can save money and earn money at the same time. Then number 2, as your business owner, all of you would have what we call the UFMS, which is the Unfranchise Management System. Number 3 is to have 1,500 BV per quarter of the product. Number 4 is, this one is actually an outdated one. It's actually 250 IBV of partner store. And then number 5 is personally sponsor 1 person for that quarter. Number 6 is to attend NUOT Basic 5 within that quarter, and then once a year at least to attend another training, which is ECCT, and purchase at least 3 tickets when you attend the local seminar. Okay, so these are the criteria, but again, because you're quite new, for those of you, I would still encourage you to consider looking at that. But in the beginning, as we go through these 8 weeks of UFO university, you will get to understand more and more. But basically, if you want to have a different result or have a good result, a successful outcome, and reach your goals and dreams for your business and your life, then the Basic 5 and the Master UFO would be a really good path for you to follow, to make a commitment and to be consistent. And if you can ask yourself these questions, are you where you want to be in your life and business today? Are you happy with your weekly income? And perhaps you're new. Do you want to be activated and to be a coordinator, to be starting to earn commission? Or if you are brand new, do you want to start having, your first customer? Whatever it is, that is your goal. If you're not there yet, this equipment of the next couple of 8 weeks will help you to do that. And how can I simplify everything I do and duplicate it within my organization? So what I'd like to encourage you to think about right now is, even though quite a number of you are quite new, what I would encourage you to think about is already, because in 8 weeks time you probably will have already become quite familiar with this business, as 8 weeks of sort of education, then you will in the future become a leader. So start with the mindset that as I'm learning this, I want to duplicate what I'm learning so that in my future organization can be also equipped by me. So it's sort of like, that idea of equipping others as well. So pay it forward. And so if there is a system that will justify your result, then will you follow it? And that is exactly what we would like to encourage you to do, to follow the system, which we will share with you. So bottom line is that the key to success is that long-term success is really dependent on your ability to implement simple tasks that can be duplicated by a large group of people. It's not so much about you, one person, doing a whole lot of things, but each person doing simple tasks by a large group of people, just exactly like our senior business partner, Angie, who shared with us just now, the gentleman, Paul Getty, who said that, I would rather have 100 people doing only 1% of the work than me doing 100%, because if you all do 100%, 1% only, the production is a lot more. So let's say now, how many of us are on this group? We've got 13 of us. So if Kitty is going to be working 10 hours a week. We always say part-time is 8 to 15 hours. So let's say 10 hours. If I work, 10 hours a week, and it's only 10 hours, it's not much, right? Even if I do this business full-time, max I can do is say 40 hours. However, if each of you also only does 10 hours, there are 13 of us here. How many hours are there? Can someone tell me? It's 130, right? 13 times 10. So can you see that? That is basically why this business is so good. We don't have to do a lot, but each person do implement simple tasks by duplicating a large group of people. So that way, we each of us will be able to support one another and also benefit and support and gain from one another. So there are 6 what we call playbooks, which in the next weeks, I'm going to be going into more details, or our leaders will, so that, we can learn about how we can be successful and how we can duplicate this. And these are the simple tasks, as we mentioned, that each person can do, maybe only 8 to 15 hours a week, so that if we are repeating that, every single one of us, even only 13 people, we already have a lot more, like 130 hours production time. And imagine if more and more people, if everyone is duplicated in this group, then we would have 26 people, right? And there are a few of us, Dr. Christine, myself, and Angie, we have a lot more than obviously the 2 that are activated. So anyway, so playbook 1 is buy from yourself, become your own best customer. Obviously, you need to be the product of the product, exactly like what Angie said. If you don't, then how can you share how good the business and the product is, right? Play group 2 is to purchase from yourshop.com, which is through the partner store. We've got hundreds of partner stores. Then if you purchase from there, then you know about them and you can refer to others. Play group 3 is to create your resource list of possibilities. Like in your Getting Started guide, for those of you who have started doing it, you would know that we've got a resource list of possibility list. We would encourage you to go through at least 100 to 300, but then out of those, at least the top 10, then we reach out to them and the people that you would like to support and help and work together. Then playbook 4 is build a retail business. So it becomes a business by sharing, the product. Then number 5 is to expand your business by having one person on your left, one person on your right, so you're activated to expand your distribution. So you have sales and distribution organization. Then the last one, but not least, which is extremely important, is training. Training is imperative to your success because we need to learn, we need to be educated, we need to have the knowledge and the attitude. So basically, these are the things that we're going to be going through in the coming weeks. And I would love for you guys to be able to understand how all of the different parts of the play group as well, playbooks, as well as what we call the basic 5 and the daily method of operation. Okay, so I'll quickly share another document that I have in order to sort of equip you about what we're going to be doing daily, weekly, and monthly for the next 2 months, because we've got 8 weeks ahead of us. Okay, so let me just share my note with you. Okay. Okay, so let me close that. Can you see my Evernote here? Aurora, can you see my Evernote on the screen? Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so this is, as I already sent to all of you, the next 8 weeks topics, and today we're going to be sharing about launching your unfranchise. Just, treat today as the first day of your business and how you're going to be launch your business. Okay, so what we would like for you to do is to first of all go through the UFO University and Accountability Facebook group. So right now, UFO University and Accountability. Let me just close my other. So far, I've only got, I think, 9 people who've accepted my invitation. So let me check who is not there. What I'd like you to do is to go into your Facebook and type in, while you're online right now, can you do that for me? So that because most of the interaction during the week, while we're not meeting on Tuesday, will be through there. And I would definitely love all of you to be mindful of this particular group, because it's a secret group. No one will know, will see what we're sharing, but it's actually just between all of us within our team. So it's called UFO University and Accountability. Okay, so far we've got Kevin, Wendy, Christine, Heidi, Angie, Judy, and Dave. So if Vivian and May and Edward, Vera, and if the 4 of you can actually please go in there, so then you'll be able to be part of that group. So what I'd like to just quickly go through is within this group what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's have a look. So when you come in, so what you normally do is you just type in UFO University and Accountability in the search bar, and you'll find that. And once you find that, you'll see this is the group. Okay, so right now I've already typed in today a number of things that we will be doing in the coming week. So between now and next Tuesday, when we have our next calling, this is what we'll be going to be doing. So first, which is an announcement that I gave earlier today. Don't worry if you haven't read it yet, we can start from now. This is what we call a UFO University orientation document. In this document, I actually share about, I'll just quickly give you a bit of a summary of what that is, okay? And that is to share with you that each week there is a specific assignment to follow, and also there is different types of group files that will be in the Facebook group. And with that group, what I'd like you to do, you click onto the file. So let's go back there. On the left-hand side, can you see here files? So when you see these files, these are the files that I uploaded there. So you click on each of these files and downloaded it and print them out. Either print them if you've got a printer. If not, you can actually save them on your computer so that you have access to these documents, because these documents will actually form a very important part of your success journey with your unfranchised business. Okay, and then what you need to do within the week, apart from going through these documents, is to listen to some audios which I will put on the group, as well as some videos and some assignments as well. So basically, there are 3 very, very important documents that week after week for the next 8 weeks at least. And when we do the leadership, that will be part of it as well, is what we call the SABP Weekly Checklist, the momentum tracker, and the daily accountability. So all of them are on here. So again, go to your UFO University and Accountability Facebook group, and then when you go to that group, click File. When you click File, you'll see this 3 documents, which are very, very important. The 4 weeks accountability, the weekly momentum, and the SABP checklist. So I've got them here. I'll quickly show them to you, but when you go to them, download them, you'll see them very quickly in detail. I won't go into too much detail, but I'll just let you see now that basically every day, as we mentioned, daily method of operation, right? So every day, if you do any of these things, then you give it a point. So let's say, we're starting tomorrow, Wednesday. If you have read your goals tomorrow, then you give yourself 1 point. Listen to the training, which is the audio that I will be giving you, then give yourself 1 point. So basically just to keep yourself accountable, to see that you've remind yourself that you've done some of these things. Not to say that you have to do everything every day, but the more you can do it, then obviously the better results you'll get. So that's between Monday to Friday. And then weekly steps include, as we've talked about in my presentation just now, the shoulder plan, follow up, talk to your mentor, attend events and stuff like that. And then we'll also have a group a part that talks about shopping annuity. When you purchase anything, you can put some information there as well. So this particular form is for 4 weeks, and we have 8 weeks. So basically what we're doing is basically 2 of these forms that will give us 8 weeks of the accountability. Then the weekly momentum is another very important let me have a look. Where is it? Weekly momentum sheet is what we call the 3-1-2. So basically every day, as soon as you talk to whoever, whether it's your friends or your family or online or offline, about anything to do with the product or business, then you can write their names there. So, the first part is about, the people that you've talked to. The second part, the people that you have made an appointment with. And then the third part is new people that you have met that you would like to connect with them. So that is what we call the momentum track sheet. And then the third one is the SABP. Now, the SABP checklist is another one where you will be downloading and going through it this week. Whenever you actually, do the basic 5 fundamentals or the SABP, then you can just give it a tick as well. So just do whatever you can. Obviously, some of us are more busy than the others, but as we mentioned, 8 to 15 weeks of part-time, you can give yourself, let's say, an hour a day, to be able to do this, okay? So that may be quite good to be able to do, at least give yourself half an hour to an hour to do this UFO University assignment. Okay, so that's that. And then I'll quickly go through the, let me see, other curriculum. Okay, so then before the next coring, which is next Tuesday, what I'd like you to do is every week we give you, at least 5 different audios or videos that you can watch or listen to. Then you can take some notes. Then preferably by Tuesday 5 p.m. if you can actually download and complete the weekly documents. Then to send a picture to either your sponsor, the person who introduced you to the business, or your team leader. If you haven't got one, then let me know, then I can introduce you to one, or I can be your team leader. And then when we meet again next week, rather than like today, we go through a little bit of, introducing one another, is to share, one or two of the points that you've learned from one of the videos or audios. And so in the next 7 days before we meet again, what I'd like us to do, as I mentioned, is to download the accountability checklist, which basically is in the Facebook file, as well as we want to actually schedule in week 4, which is July 1 to 7, what we call a product event, which is Sip Shop Save, as well as a home business event in week 5, which is July 8 to 14. And I'm aware that obviously, we are all in different parts of Australia and the world. We may be having different events individually or as a group as well, but it would be great if we can report to one another next week, if you can plan for something, whether it's just a very simple, a showcasing of the TLS overview, or like some isotonics or whatever, that would be good. Then the week after, the home business event, it can simply be, you inviting people to come onto my Zoom event, which I share about the internet business presentation with the cash flow quadrant. And in fact, next week I have this Thursday, I have one. If you want to participate, you can come along as well. But in week 5, we have another one. But if you say, oh, I might not want to actually invite people to come onto Zoom to do it, I want to talk to them individually, one-on-one, or with your business partner, senior business partner, 2-on-1, that is good as well. But a home business event is mainly one, HBP is one that you invite a few people into your home to showcase our business. And you can invite your senior business partner to help you do that. And the other thing is the goal statement exercise. Again, with the download, we have a goal statement exercise that you can download and then plan for your goals. Okay, so that's basically what we need to do for this coming week. So I'm done with